Okay, in this video tutorial, I will discuss about Netflow. Netflow is a Cisco proprietary iOS application for collecting network IP traffic information. Okay. Cisco defined a flow as a unidirectional sequences of packets with 7 common values. The first one is source IP address, destination IP address, source port number, destination port number, layer 3 protocol such as TCP and UDP, type of service, and logical interface. What are some of the disadvantages of Netflow? Well, it can display details of who used the network resources. Information can be used by business enterprises for accounting and charges for resource utilization. It can also be used for detailed information to do effective network planning. Also, information collected and analyzed can be used for customized network application and services. Sometimes can be used for security analysis too. Okay. So let's talk about the component of Netflow. The first thing that we need to know is called network monitors here. What is network monitor? Network monitor is a component applied to an interface and collect information about the flow. Okay. This is referred to Gigabit Ethernet 01, Gigabit Ethernet 02, serial 01, serial 00, and Gigabit 00. So this is called the network monitor. It's basically the component applied to the interface and collect information about the flows. Okay. The flow of monitor consists of a record and a cache. Okay. You add the record to the flow monitor after the flow monitor is created. Okay. In the topology above, we can apply the Netflow in the interfaces. So this is called the Netflow monitor, the interface of the devices. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is Netflow Exporter. What is next? This is called the router is a network exporter. That is an aggregate packets into flows that store IP flow information in its Netflow cache and export them to the network collector. So it aggregates the packets into flow and store the IP flow information, cache it, and export them to the network collector. So this is called network collector. And what is a network collector? Network collector collect the flow record. Network collector collect the flow record and send it to the exporter, parsing and storing in the flow. Okay. So this is called the collectors. Okay. Also, there is another term called network sampler, Netflow sampler. Basically, because there are millions and billions of data, we need to just get the sample. So network sampler used to reduce the number of packets that are selected for analysis. Okay. What's the next thing? Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is the configuration. Let me show you the sample configuration of that. First, you have to enable the Cisco Express Forwarding, which is CEF, right? What is Cisco CEF? Basically, this is, let me show it to you here. Because without the CEF, if you don't enable the CEF, then you may not be able to do the Netflow. So first you have to check whether you have this, whether the CEF is enabled or not. Show IPCF. If not, then you need to config T and IPCEF. Okay. The second step is to configure to monitor the network traffic. There are two methods. The first one is ingress, which is the inbound, and the second one is called outbound, which is egress. For example, okay, here we make a note that packet tracer only support only one of them. Okay, so for example, interface FA0/0, IP flow ingress, which is incoming flow, and IP flow egress, which is the outgoing interface. Okay. I'm going to pause this. Okay, before I pause, let me give it. Okay, this is how you configure that. You type IP flow export source FA0/0, which is this one, which is in here, right? This is going to be the source, and then after that you put the destination, IP flow export source FA0/0, and then you're going to put the destination of the collector, IP flow export destination 192.168.100.100, and this is the port number, and then you need to put the IP flow version, which is 9 or 5. 9 is the most common one, or 5. Okay. Now the traffic can now be displayed on the selected computer using the Netflow application. Okay. If you want to find out, you can run a command called this one. It's called show IP cache flow. It will show you the statistic about the Netflow. Here at the bottom you see the UDP, NTP, UDP RTP, and UDP others. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction of Netflow. Thank you for watching. We hope that this video is informative to you.